You have likely sat through a meeting dedicated to fixing your organization's culture. People air their grievances, debate overlapping problems, and eventually leave the room without a single actionable plan to fix anything. To cut through that gridlock, researchers at the MIT Sloan School of Management codified a specific workshop framework known as First Steps. Outlined by Peter Senge in the Fifth Discipline Fieldbook, this method is designed to move teams out of circular debates and into the practical work of building a learning organization. By the end of this video, you will know how to structure this workshop, guide a large team to a consensus on their top priorities, and launch targeted 30-day experiments. You need 3 things to run this process. First, a vertical slice of your company, from 10 to 200 people across different departments and seniority levels. Second, 2 to 4 hours of protected time. And third, specific evaluation matrices built later in this lesson. Securing this mix of perspectives and protected time is the baseline required to move from generic complaints toward a more rigorous, engineered approach to change. Step 1 is a physical action. You split the room perfectly in half to separate 2 competing mindsets. Section A acts as the vision keepers. Their job is to imagine the ideal state of the organization. Section B represents current reality. Their job is to document the existing barriers and daily frictions. You then subdivide both sections into tables of 5 or 6 people. Keeping the group small prevents senior executives from dominating the conversation and allows frontline workers to speak freely. Now begin the divergent thinking phase. Give Section A 45 minutes to answer a prompt. If we were a perfect learning organization, what specific policies, behaviors, and practices would we have in place? Simultaneously, give Section B their prompt. What specific habits, bottlenecks, and policies are currently blocking our progress? As you look at these flip charts, notice the difference in phrasing. If a table writes down a vague goal like better communication, push them for specifics. A usable statement describes a concrete outcome, a system for sharing customer survey data company-wide. Physically separating the visionaries from the realists in this first phase prevents immediate ideological clashes. It forces the optimists to build a complete picture of the future, while giving the pragmatists the space to fully audit the current problems. We now move into the clarify and consolidate phase. Ask each table to review their brainstorming notes and distill them down to exactly 10 to 12 clearly numbered statements. This is the point where workshops usually stall. When you ask a group of people to agree on which of those 12 statements are the most important, subjective debates and office politics often take over. To bypass the arguing, hand each person this instant priorities matrix. This grid forces a binary choice. Instruct participants to look at the first box and choose strictly between item 1 and item 2 on their list. They circle the number of the item they care about more. They repeat this process rapidly down the entire grid, weighing every single item against every other item on the list. When finished, they count how many times they circled each specific number and write that total in column A to generate a raw score. By combining everyone's raw scores at the table, you translate those tallies into a final ranking from 1 to 10 in column B. This matrix converts subjective preferences into a quantified list, silencing the influence of office politics and loud voice dominance. Bring the entire room back together. Have each table present the top 3 items as determined by their matrix scores. As the facilitator, you will notice overlap. Group the similar ideas together on the main board until the entire room agrees on a final consolidated list of 3 key projects. Apply the hard-line rule of the First Steps framework. The meeting does not end until a specific champion is assigned to own each of the 3 projects. Frame these efforts as 30 to 60-day experiments. This timeframe allows the team to test new ideas quickly before committing to any permanent structural changes. Attaching a named champion and a specific deadline creates a clear line of accountability that helps the ideas survive the transition back into the daily workflow. Over the course of a single afternoon, you have moved a large group of people from a state of vague complaints into 3 highly focused pilot projects. Focusing on 3 pilot projects prevents the team from being overwhelmed. This is far more effective than trying to fix 50 problems at once. Before everyone packs up, schedule the 30-day follow-up meeting immediately. A learning organization does not materialize simply through off-site retreats and the sharing of ideas. It is built layer by layer, through the disciplined, measurable execution of small experiments over time.